Hello everyone, this is part 9 of What If Naruto Left Konoha to Save His Life, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. I am coming, said Naruto as he walked toward his front door, rubbing sleep from his eyes and turning on lights. Naruto opened the door to see Saya standing there. Sorry for waking you up, sir, said Saya. What is going on? Asked Naruto. Sir, I know you're going to be upset about this, but I saw spying on Sasuke, said Saya. Saya, you know that is illegal, said Naruto as he rubbed his temples. It was way too early for a headache, and that I will have to report you to Des and Sasuke. Sir, they are planning an attack on this village, said Saya. I could have told you that, said Naruto. How about following Reiji home from school so that they can find out where your family is, said Saya as Naruto's heart stopped. Even though he was the brother-in-law, he treated him as a son. What? Asked Naruto. They plan on follow Reiji home from school, that way they can find out where you live, said Saya. My guess so that they can hit your family in the opening moments of an attack. Thank you, Saya, said Naruto. Sir, I am not in trouble, asked Saya. No, you're in trouble just nearly as much, said Naruto. They're engaged in an illegal act by spying on our home. Sir, I want you to make sure that they can't follow Reiji home. I will, sir, said Saya. Also make sure that they don't find out that Katara and Saito, said Naruto. I will, sir, but why would Sasuke care about them more than Reiji? Asked Saya. Because I believe he may be their uncle, said Naruto. What? Asked Saya. I believe that Sasuke's brother Itachi is Katara's and Saito's father, said Naruto, and believe me, Sasuke killed his brother for king his clan. And you're worried that if Sasuke finds out that this Itachi had kids, then he would want to kill them? Asked Saya. Yeah, said Naruto. Alright, I'll let you get you some sleep, said Saya as Naruto closed the door. He turned around only to see Katara standing at the top of the stairs. Katara? Asked Naruto. Daddy, is that true? Am I related to the Snake Man? Asked the almost 11-year-old girl. Katara, said Naruto as he tried to find the words. I don't know if he is or not, but I think it is likely. How? Asked Katara. Katara, follow me, said Naruto as he walked back down the stairs and into the living room. Katara followed him and sat across from her dad. Katara, I was hoping to wait to tell you and your brother this until you were older. Dad, I will be a ninja in about a year, I can take this, said Katara. Alright, but at any moment you want me to stop, just say so, said Naruto as he walked toward the mantel and took down the photo of Kya from the shelf. You already know most of the story, said Naruto. Your mother left her village after your father went away. We meet and came to the ice village. She gave her life, bring you and your brother into the world. Then you took us in, said Katara. Yeah, said Naruto. What I didn't tell you is why your mother had to leave. Why? Asked Katara. Simply put, your mother was kicked out of her village, said Naruto. Why would she get kicked out of the village? Asked Katara. Your father broke a rule and because of that your mother was forced to leave, said Naruto. See, your father rode your mother. What? Asked Katara, stunned by what she looked at her father. I am alive because of AR. Katara, you are still the same person you always were, said Naruto as he put his arms around his daughter. But, said Katara, but nothing, I still love you and so does your stepmother, said Naruto. I know that, Dad, but would my real mother had loved me? Asked Katara as she looked at the photo of her mother with her long blonde hair, tears rolling down her eyes. I mean, I have black hair, so I must look like my real father. Yes, she would have, said Naruto. Katara, before she held you and your brother. She named both of you. You after her grandmother and Saito after her grandfather. I could see it in her eyes. She loved you with all her heart. Right before she kissed your forehead and said that she loved you. She did? Asked Katara. Yes, believe me, you may look like your father, but you are so much like your mother, said Naruto. Each day you look more and more like her. But if this Itachi Uchiha is my father, then can't Sasuke sue to take me and Saito because we are related to him? Asked Katara as fear of leaving her home gripped her heart. No, said Naruto, your mom gave me guardianship of you and your brother, there is no way Sasuke can take you or your brother. Does this mean I have to take the Uchiha name? Asked Katara. Katara, I am not sure he is even your uncle, but if he is when you're 18 and if you want it you would be allowed to take the name, said Naruto. Are you going to tell Saito? Asked Katara. In the morning, you know how he isn't a morning person. Said Naruto. Yeah, I remember when Sakura tried to wake him up. He threw a pillow across the room, said Katara with a small laugh. But is there a way to find out if I really am a Uchiha? The only way we can know right now is if you or your brother activate the Uchiha bloodline limit the Sharingan, said Naruto. Around what time does that happen? Asked Katara. I don't know for sure, Sasuke got his on our first mission, so around 12 years old. Said Naruto. So we should know soon, said Katara as Naruto nodded. Do you think you can sleep? Asked Naruto. Yes, Dad, said Katara as she stood up and headed up the stairs. You did good, said Sakura as she appeared from the darkness. You know you could have come out and helped me, said Naruto, it may have been better if she heard that from a woman. No, it was better that she heard it from her father, said Sakura, you know she doesn't call me mom and personally I don't want her to. I want her to know about her real mother. She still loves you, said Naruto. I know, said Sakura. Sakura, I just wish there was a way I could give Katara an answer for sure if Itachi is her father or not, said Naruto. There isn't one, said Sakura, Itachi is S and the only other family member is Sasuke, but he will not give us his blood. Yeah, he would also find out about Katara and Saito, said Naruto. And he wouldn't wait for DNA to come back, said Sakura. There may be one way, said Naruto as he looked at Sakura. You're not thinking? Asked Sakura as Naruto nodded his head. You know he wouldn't turn it down, said Naruto. And you know what he may do, said Sakura, I don't want to lose you. Is there another way? Asked Naruto as Sakura tried to find an answer. No, said Sakura, just be careful. I will, said Naruto. Meanwhile across town, Ino lied beside her husband. She had her arms wrapped around him but he kept his arms at his side. Could forehead be right? Though Ino, could Sasuke-kun be the real demon instead of Naruto? Sasuke is cold but that is because he lost everyone when he was a kid but in time he will warm up. Is something wrong, woman? Asked Sasuke suddenly, you are normally asleep by now. No, nothing is wrong, Sasuke-kun, said Ino as Sasuke looked at her. Yes, there is, said Sasuke. Well, it's just what Sakura said, that you are the demon and Naruto is the caring father, said Ino. Suddenly Sasuke started laughing. And you're worried that I don't care about you or my children? Asked Sasuke. Yes, said Ino. Don't be, woman, said Sasuke. See, it's that sort of thing, you hardly ever call me by my name, said Ino, you treat me as an object. Ino, what more could you want? I let you into my house and to become the mother of my children. Most women in the village would care for what you have, said Sasuke. Your love? Asked Ino, you have never said that you love me or any of our kids. Ino, I love our son because he is my eldest and my son, said Sasuke, he is the next generation of Uchiha and as such he must be the best ninja possible. By the time Itachi was 5 he was a ninja, since I beat Itachi my son must be better than him. What about our daughter or me? Asked Ino. You and she have your places, said Sasuke as he looked at Ino's eyes. Alright, I love you Ino and both our kids. Do you mean that? Asked Ino with tears in her eyes. Yes, said Sasuke in a monotone. Ino smiled as she kissed Sasuke. Thank you, said Ino. Now sleep, tomorrow I need you to find out as much as possible about the village's medical system, said Sasuke. Of course, but don't you want me to check out the training fields, said Ino. No, I can handle it, said Sasuke, we need to know everything we can, and we only have 4 more days before the meeting ends so we must use the time wisely. Alright, said Ino as she closed her eyes and quickly fell asleep. Stupid woman, thought Sasuke as he fell asleep as well. So are you sure about this? I should be protecting Reiji, said Sire as she and Naruto stood in a training field. A light layer of sweat ran down both their boss. I dropped him off today, said Naruto. Sire, I need your help with this, said Naruto as the group of dignitaries led by Des neared. Naruto, asked Des. He neared, I thought you would be preparing the meeting room. Sir, I had my clones do that, said Naruto. Sorry, sir, it is partly my fault. I wanted his help with a new jutsu, said Sire. I see, said Des. Also I needed to work off some stress and Sakura-chan had to report to the hospital early, said Naruto. You could have called me Naruto. It is always an honor to fight you even if it is just training, said Alexius. Or better yet, I could have whipped the floor with you, said Sasuke. I warned you, said Alexius as he pulled his sword, that if you insulted Naruto that you would feel the tip of my blade. Alexius cut it out, said Naruto. Still hiding, aren't you, dupe? Afraid that I will show them all that you are still last, said Sasuke with a grin. Surely you will not let that pass, Naruto, he has insulted your honor, said Alexius. You must call Anira a duel. A what? Asked the king of the Crescent Moon Kingdom. A duel of honor, a fight until on surrenders or a judge calls the duel, said Naruto. Sounds good to me, said Sasuke. You don't understand, Sasuke Uchiha, said Alexius. This is a battle between two warriors. You may only carry 3 types of weapons. You may not use any Eustace, bloodline limits, and you must stay within a ring. No matter, I will still defeat you, said Sasuke. Sir, you know the Hokage wouldn't want you to fight, said an Anbu. I will be the Hokage in a few months, so you will follow my orders, said Sasuke. Very well, said the Anbu. So dupe, let's do this, said Sasuke. All right, said Naruto. Alexius, will you be the judge? Asked Naruto. It will be an honor, said Alexius as he did a quick set of hand signs and a large ring appeared in the dirt. It was maybe 15 feet across. You may pick your weapons. Naruto and Sasuke quickly went to different sides of the ring. Naruto quickly picked his 3 weapons as he waited for Alexius. Naruto, Namikaze, are you ready? Yes, said Naruto. Sasuke Uchiha, are you ready? Asked Alexius. Yes, said Sasuke. Now turn and face your opponent. Naruto and Sasuke slowly turned to face each other. May you all fight with honor, said Alexius. Now begin. For a second nothing happened as the 2 old class squad mates and even older rivals stood across the field from each other. Where are your weapons? Asked Sasuke. Like you, I hold most of my weapons in scrolls, said Naruto as Sasuke grinned. So dupe, are you ready to lose? Asked Sasuke. You can't use your shadow clones like you normal do. You can't use your Sharingan, said Naruto as the 2 began walking around the circle keeping their eyes on each other. We both know that I was always the faster one, and the only reason why you beat us when we first meet was because I wasn't ready and your bloodline limit, said Sasuke as Naruto clucked. You really believe that, don't you? Asked Naruto. Of course, said Sasuke. Well, are you ready now? Asked Naruto. I agreed to this, didn't I, dupe? Said Sasuke as Naruto grinned. Before he bolted across the ring faster than Sasuke could even see. Sasuke tried to go for a scroll to pull a weapon by Naruto grabbed his hand. For a moment their eyes locked before Naruto delivered an uppercut to Sasuke's chin that sent him flying into the air. Sasuke's eyes closed for a brief second as he flew through the air. He opened his eyes just in time to see that Naruto had jumped up and now was beside him. Naruto spun in the air before kicking Sasuke hard in the gut just like he had done to Lee all those years ago in the Chunin exams. Des could only watch with a smile as his successor sent Sasuke crashing into the hard so hard that a small crater formed. I have to slow this down or else it may be over before I get the blood sample I need, thought Naruto as he opened his first scroll. Health. Sasuke opened his eyes and instantly began to realize where he was. He looked toward the sky to see Naruto coming down and he was holding something that gave of the gleam of metal. It was a long wooden spear with a razor-sharp tip, actual like the one that members of the Blade Village carry. Instantly Sasuke reacted, rolling out of the crater just as Naruto's spear hit the ground right where he would have been. Sasuke reached toward his back and pulled his katana from its shelf. Naruto saw Sasuke pull his black katana sword and he quickly pulled his spear out as well as reach for another scroll. Sasuke spun around raising his sword high into the air hoping to cut Naruto's arm off before he could do anything more to him. However, instead of coming down on Naruto's unguarded hand, his sword simply glanced off a large metal shield again just like the ones carried by the Blade Ninjas. Alexius stood on the sideline grinning as he watched his friend use the weapons he had given him after Naruto had beaten him in a duel. He was one of the few outsiders who ever was given the honor of carrying the weapons of the Blade Village, and now he was using them. Sasuke could only watch as Naruto's shield came up hard and fast, hitting him across the face, sending him crashing into the ground. His sword fell from his hands as blood sprayed out of his mouth, some of it splashing onto Naruto's shield. Naruto grinned as he saw the blood on the ground. I have what I need, but I should get some on my blade just to be sure, thought Naruto as Sasuke jumped to his feet. He quickly reached into his pouch and pulled out a weapon Naruto had only seen once during the war. A kusarigama, which was a small one-handed scythe with a ball and chain on the other side. Sasuke started to spin the ball and chain as Naruto got into a stance, his shield covering all but the upper part of his head and his spear pointing at Sasuke. Very good, dupe, but now it's my turn, said Sasuke. Sakura stood by her office window looking out over the training field. From this distance she could barely make out her husband fighting Sasuke. Suddenly a knock came from the door. Enter, said Sakura without even turning toward the door. Well, nice office forehead, but mine is bigger, said Ino. I don't have time for this, Ino, said Sakura. Is this your kid? Asked Ino as she looked at a photo of Kushina. If you wondering, your husband is getting his ass handed to him by my husband, said Sakura as Ino rushed to the window. Just in time to see Sasuke's weapons bounce off Naruto's shield. What are they doing? Asked Ino. Looks like one of those honor duels that the Blade Village does, said Sakura. We have to stop them, yelled Ino. You can't stop them, said Sakura. My husband will KO you, understand that, don't you, said Ino. Ino, Naruto is in no real danger, and besides we would have better luck trying to stop a thunderstorm than stopping them from fighting, said Sakura. We can only be ready to clean up after their battle. Sasuke was keeping Naruto a distance with his ball and chain. Every once in a while Naruto would send his spear out, forcing Sasuke to jump back so that he didn't get hit. Sasuke flew his ball and chain over his head before sending it crashing down toward Naruto's head. Naruto was forced to raise his shield over his head to take the blow. When Naruto's shield was up, Sasuke reached into his pouch and threw a wave of kunais at Naruto's exposed chest. Naruto rolled to the side, missing the attack. At the same moment he espered his spear into the ground between the links of chain that attacked the ball end of Sasuke's weapon to the hand-held scythe. Sasuke threw his weapon to the ground as he reached for another weapon. Stop, Sasuke Uchiha, you have already used your 3 weapons, said Alexius. If you pull another weapon you give up the match. Sasuke looked toward Naruto just in time to see that he now had his shield across his back. He bent over and picked up Sasuke's sword. Suddenly he tossed Sasuke back his sword. Sasuke caught his sword in mid-air. I don't need your help, dope. I now, but I have this thing against attacking a defenseless person, said Naruto as pulled his own katana out. I have to admit, dupe, you are better than I thought, but no matter, you will said Sasuke. You have seen nothing yet, said Naruto as he charged toward Sasuke. Sasuke's and Naruto's blade crossed as their eyes meet again. Is that all you have? Asked Sasuke. Say goodbye, Sasuke, said Naruto as he placed one of his legs right behind. Then in one quick movement he tripped Sasuke, sending him into the ground. On the way down, Naruto ran his blade across Sasuke's upper arm, making a deep cut that covered Naruto's blade with blood. Sasuke tried to stand up only to find a sword tip at his T and Naruto's boat, trapping his sword to the ground. Yield, ordered Naruto. Never, said Sasuke as Naruto's sword tip pressed against Sasuke's T, drawing some more blood. That is it, the match is over, said Alexius. Winner is Naruto. Naruto stepped off Sasuke and quickly sealed his shield and sword to save any blood on it. He slowly made his way over to his spear just as Sasuke stood up. Sasuke's Sharingan blared with hate as he quickly ran those hand signs. Chordy, yelled Sasuke as a ball of energy formed around his arm. He sprinted toward Naruto's back, aiming to KO him. However, suddenly a large metal shield appeared. The shield took the blow with ease. Sasuke stumbled back as the shield set into him. The next thing he saw is a short sword going down toward his face. When the sword was within inches of his forehead, a spear shot between them, taking the blow. Why did you stop my sword, Naruto? Asked Alexius. Because he isn't worthy of your blade, old friend, said Naruto. Correct, he should be killed in the most unhonorable way possible by the hands of an untrained child, said Alexius as he put his sword away. Maybe your son Saito or daughter Katara, they are about the age to become warriors. What is this, Naruto? Does Sakura know that you have kids who are not hers? Asked Sasuke with a grin, even though Isanbu had weapons on him. Yes, I adopted them, said Naruto, wishing that Alexius hadn't brought it up. Please Naruto, it takes a true warrior to take in kids from a lost friend, said Alexius. I better get clean before the meeting, said Naruto as he walked off the field. He stopped and looked at Des. Lord Isukage, Sasuke did attack Naruto after the battle was over, in that not against the rules of international notation, said Alexius. Yes, it is, said Des. If the other members agree, I move to move Sasuke Uchiha and the Leaf Village from the trade conference. Sasuke could only watch as all the other members raised their hands. Then it is agreed. Sasuke Uchiha, you will leave by nightfall tonight, said Des. Shikamaru stormed into his hotel room. Dumbass Uchiha, snapped Shika as he threw his things into a suitcase. I haven't talked to Shikamaru yet. What do you want to talk about? Said a voice from the corner that caused Shika to jump. He looked toward the corner only to see his son standing there. Shikamaru, I didn't know you were in here, said Shika. I heard you guys are leaving, said Shikamaru. Yes, please come back with us. I am sure I can talk Danzo into letting you back into the village, said Shika as Shikamaru gave his father a look of pure hate. Father, I didn't come here to listen to you talk about me betraying my village, said Shikamaru. Son, the leaf is your village, corrected Shika. No, it isn't, said Shikamaru. This is my village and nothing can drive me to leave it and my family. What makes Temari so special? You would have had one of the most beautiful girls in the village, said Shika as Shikamaru shook his head. Because I love her. Does that explain it for you? Said Shikamaru, and there are more to a person than their looks, father. If you didn't come here to come home, then why did you come? Asked Shika. Simple, said Shikamaru, I was going to take you to meet your granddaughter. What? Asked Shika as his eyes widened. However, you just made me mad, so you will just have to settle for this, said Shikamaru as he pulled a photo of a young girl playing on a swing. Her long black hair pulled back into a ponytail. This is Emi? Asked Shika. Yes, and if you hadn't tried to convince me to leave her, you would be meeting her, said Shikamaru as he headed toward the door. Now see you later, father. Later that night, when the meetings were over for the day, Naruto stood in one of the medical labs. You should have all you need to do a blood test, said Naruto as he unsealed his blood-covered sword. I only needed a drop, said Sakura as she took a sample of the blood. She quickly put it into the computer. It should take only a couple of minutes. On some leaves I don't want to know, said Naruto as Sakura looked at her husband. I am just afraid that I may look at Katara and Saito different if they are related to Sasuke. You won't, said Sakura. How can you be so sure? Asked Naruto. Simple Naruto, you are you, said Sakura. You wouldn't care if they who kids they are. With that the computer beeped as Sasuke's and Katara's DNA profile came up. We were right. So Itachi is their father? Asked Naruto, confirming what he heard. Yes, said Sakura. Meanwhile Sasuke sat in his train car heading toward the Rose Village and the waiting boat that would take him back to the Leaf Village. Suddenly the train came to a stop. Sasuke looked out the window only to see armed figures standing around the train. He stood up as the compartment door opened. A tall man, his face hidden by the hood of the black cloak. The Leaf Anbu drew their weapons as the man's heavy footsteps stopped as he silently looked around the room. His face hidden in the darkness of his hood. Finally he looked straight ahead at Sasuke. Sasuke Uchiha, you and I have a common enemy, a one Naruto Namikaze, said the man in a deep voice. Who are you? Asked Sasuke. Slowly the man pulled down his hood to show his shaved head. He had a well-trimmed goatee. On his collar was a small silver symbol of a skull. I am Ryu, leader of the village hidden in the grave, and I have a proposition for you, said Ryu with a grin so evil that it matched Sasuke's. You have my attention, said Sasuke. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.